London match comes from Brisbane Road, where Leyton Orient take on the runaway second division leaders, Stoke City. First, a few quiet moments to remember Bobby Moore. Hello, good afternoon. Brian Moore will be paying his own special tribute to Bobby Moore at 4:30 this afternoon here on LWT. Coming up on the London match, we've got all the First Division goals and a special feature on Millwall as they look to put their promotion run back on track at Cambridge. And we've also got a competition. You can win a couple of pairs of tickets to a gala dinner for the great Fulham player Johnny Haynes. But first of all, the action from here at Brisbane Road. And here's Brian with the teams.
Well, a crucial day for Orient's promotion hopes here. And in this team, they're without Kenny Anchampong, who's away with the Ghanaian World Cup squad. Danny Benstock wears the number 8 shirts. And there was relief in the camp when 21-year-old defender Adrian Whitbread was passed fit an hour ago. He tweaked an ankle, tweaked a muscle rather, in training on Wednesday. Good scouting and good housekeeping are really a part of Orient's philosophy, and Ricky Otto is one they picked up for just £1,000 from Haringey. Ricky's 4 goals in the last 4 games indicate that that is a really good investment. He got a hat-trick against Brighton as well. But Stoke's Mark Stein, once of QPR, Luton and Oxford, has a much more impressive record this season. 23 so far for him. He really has spearheaded Stoke's promotion drive. Today, in this Stoke side, he's supported by Steve Foley, back after suspension, and Carl Beeston, back after injury. It's a side that's racing away, 10 points clear at the top, unbeaten in their last 25 league games. The referee today, David Frampton from Dorset. Orient in the red strip, white shorts, that's underway, attacking the goal to our left. Stoke this afternoon, what a strip that is. Purple and lilac shirts, it says, with an amber trim and purple shorts. Bordello United, you reckon? But certainly the Stoke players that are wearing that garish strip are in tremendous form, as I say, unbeaten in the last 25 in the league, racing away towards promotion to the First Division under manager Lou McCarthy. Knocked in there by John Butler, headed away by Gary Bellamy for Orient. Sanford knocking it forward. Again Bellamy for Leyton Orient. Throw then to Stoke City. Here's Stein, and they really have to watch, and Orient don't need me to tell them that. They were leading by a goal to nil with about 3 minutes to go up at the Victoria Ground in October, and were beaten right at the death with 2 goals from Mark Stein. Had a very heavy snow flurries in the last hour, and a wind that is whipping up and behind Stoke City. Foley knocking it back. Cranston knocking it forward again. Foley. It's the number 7, Beeston. And in the end, a goal kick as Orient's Dominic Ludden allows the ball to cross the line there. It's Kevin Russell, the Rooster they call him. And there's young Dominic Ludden, just 18 years old. Lou Macari, the centre there, has made a really good job with the manager's position at Stoke. Overson with a header. Beeston just knocking it on. Ludden getting in for Leyton Orient. Ian Cranston, a lot of experience This one there towards Steen, but Steen well watched by Warren Hackett. And Ben Stock gets it back. Oh, it's a bad clearance there by the goalkeeper. Steen with a chance of picking this up, but in the end, Dominic Ludden gets it away for Orient. Otto, Ben Stock. No nonsense about him, clearing that one away quickly. Russell turning it in again for Stoke. Hackett beaten there by a combination of Beeston and Steen. Russell taking it on for Stoke. There's his shot, but no great power, and still Orient can't get a challenge in. The wind is heavily against them. And no doubt Stoke will want to take advantage of that in the first half. But at the moment it's still 0-0. Danny Carter on the far side for Leyton Orient. Orient throw. Terry Howard with it. Good servant of this Leyton Orient club is Terry. 7 last Thursday. Otto trying to get in. Stoke in a little bit of trouble there just for a moment. The final shot coming from Dominic Ludden, the 18-year-old, but he claimed it clipped off a Stoke defender, but referee Frampton's on the goal kick. First real bit of pressure, in fact, that Leyton Orient have put on the Stoke goal. Cranston with the header for Stoke. Ryan again, but the whistle had gone for a free kick. Presumably a foul on Ian Cranston. Cranston himself will take the kick, a player who's really had his share of injuries in his career, both at Ipswich and at Sheffield Wednesday. Solid defender. Good clearance that time by Whitbread for Leyton Orient. Hackett, Beeston with a shot, deflected, a super save. Great piece of goalkeeping there by Paul Heald. It was always going to be a difficult dipper, but then it was that much more difficult with a little deflection. That deflection there, and that became a really excellent save. So a corner for Stoke. And Foley's shots in amongst all those travelling Stoke City supporters behind that goal. So many often behind that goal, it's almost like of Newcastle proportions. Something like 3,000 or 4,000, I would figure, down to East London today. Stoke, a club that's really taking off. Steen. Foley running into trouble in the shape of Bellamy. There's Mark Cooper. Not the biggest of goalkeepers. The record books put him at 5'9". Scottish boy from Stirling. Steen timed that one well. Ludden got his header in as well for Orient. Shove on Vaughan Ryan. A free kick to Orient. Paul Heald will take it. One excellent save to his credit. He missed most of last season with a really nasty back injury. And Steen penalised for, I presume, a bit of elbowing on Warren Hackett as they went for that one. And it's Hackett, a former Tottenham youth player. Number 9 for Orient. It's Gary Bellamy then with this free kick. Butler away. Hackett trying to keep it going. Beeston now for Stoke. Shaw's chasing this one. And it might come straight for Russell. There could be problems here. But in the end, Russell's claiming actually that Leyton just clipped him as he made that shot. But suddenly, for a moment, Orient were in the deepest of trouble. As the snow flurries continue again, with a header that went straight to Russell. Now, Russell claimed that Leyton just caught him, as he probably did too, just as Russell was about to shoot. Cooper. Howard to Carter. Stopped by Whitbread. Benstock. Whitbread again, knocking it forward. Otto's there, but it's Sinclair's ball. Good scoring record, Orient. Only Stockport in this division have scored more home goals. They've got 38 to Orient's 36. I'm right in saying that Stoke in their home games, mind you, they've played more away games than home of Stoke, so that's promising for them. Stoke so far in their home games have scored only 29 compared to Orient's 34. But here's Russell doing well for Stoke. And it deflected, it was knocked away. Shaw will try and get it back in, but the ball had crossed the byline for the corner. Good raking run there by Kevin Russell. And again the deflection, again Heald was down well. But there must have been an infringement actually as that shot went in. Because Heald certainly pushed it behind the byline. But out of my vision, the linesman must have had the flag up for an offside or something.
Leghorn to Foley. Branson again. Scorer of 3 goals this season. But his shooting was a lot better than that. Header. Just 5 minutes of the first half left now. Cooper might take advantage of this. It's lost there by Cleghorn. He's had a chip there for Carter. Now can he get the cross though? To the left foot. Right. Knocked away, some good defending there by Cranston. Carter playing it in once more. A super goal by Mark Cooper. So we're just under 5 minutes of the first half left. Mark Cooper notches his 11th of the season. Meeting their header beautifully. Danny Carter flighting it in superbly. He's a big man, Cooper, but he got up well and put it well wide of Sinclair to put Orient into the lead. Danny Carter. Crossed in by Vaughan Ryan. Okay. Bitterly cold afternoon, but at the moment Orient are warming up their promotion
promotion prospects. Sinclair comes out, beats Cooper to the ball. Half-time whistle. Good first half for Orient. They had to do an awful lot of defending early on when Stoke looked so confident and comfortable. But Leyton Orient more and more got into this game. A lot of grafting in the midfield by the likes of Vaughan Ryan, and then eventually towards the end of the half, that cross coming in from Danny Carter and Mark Cooper rising so beautifully to put Orient 1-0 ahead. So that's the half-time situation here at Leyton Orient. They lead Stoke by 1-0. That's in very good shape. A team that's also in very good shape, leading by a goal to 0 Orient, seeking with the wind behind them to push home their advantage and push their championship hopes even brighter. On the right of the pitch, you'll see there with his hands to his eyes there, Jeff Pike. West Ham fans will remember him, of course, one of the coaches here. Butler with it. Graham Shaw in the corner off Dominic Ludden for Stoke City. Kevin Russell with it. Big man up from the back again. They've left just Butler, the fullback, behind. It's Carter's clearance, and there was a shout of a handball, but referee and linesman didn't spot it or weren't aware of it. A goal kick to Orient. 10,798. Just about Orient's biggest crowd of the season. Adrian Whitbread quickly in there, and now Ricky Otto. Cranston doing well. Extremely good, sensible play there. Very cool indeed. Butler. Warren Hackett getting through a good game for Leyton Orient this afternoon. Ricky Otto into the place of Danny Benstock. Benstock in there again, but there was a foul that time on the Stoke player. Carl Beeston, a free kick to the visitors, which Big Vince Overson will take for them. Long towards Steen. Hackett there with him, but Steen nonetheless got his header in. I would guess that Hackett is probably 4 or 5 inches taller than Mark Steen. Russell turning in. This could be dangerous. Knocked back for Steen. Just over the top. A glorious opportunity that for Stoke. Just got under it. Good work here by Russell. Yes, it probably was just bouncing awkwardly as it got to him, just nipped up a little bit. Doing a terrific job here, Peter Eustace. Player with none too happy at the moment with 1 or 2 of the players at any rate. Carter. Ryan, a reel up and under there. Cranston underneath it though for Stoke. Howard trying to keep it going. Cooper got in the header. Ryan again, allowed to go wide there. Now what sort of cross can he put in? He finds Danny Carter with it. Swiftly challenged though by Overson. Carter down for the moment and injured just off the field. And Bellamy with the clearance for Leyton Orient. And an Orient throw. It's a no-nonsense challenge, but a fair one there by Ian Cranston on Danny Carter. Carter certainly felt it. Here's Cooper now. Can Otto get there first? Try to back heel. Ryan, good pressure this from Orient. Touched by Terry Howard. Signs of anxiety now in that Stoke City defence. Otto. Bellamy at the near post, looked for the little flick on, I thought there, but in fact his header comes back to Otto, knocked it in again, behind for another corner. Fancy off Carl Beeston that time. Hanson there too, Sanford's in there. Otto again with the corner. Cooper will be one of the targets. Whitbread's up in there as well. Oh my goodness, and the keeper crashed against the post there. The ball had come floating in on the breeze, no doubt, and Sinclair really had to go cracking away across that goal. He cannoned into the post. Here comes the corner again. Not such a good one that time, hit it low, but Orient still trying to keep this pressure going, and then Gleghorn in the end gets it away. There was really emergency action there by keeper Ronnie Sinclair just a moment ago as Ricky Otto's corner came in. Hackett. Whitbread. Here's John Butler. Kevin Russell on the far side for Stoke. Steen being shadowed by Hackett. Still gets it back to Russell. Touching now to Gleghorn. Shot on the turn. And a goal kick for Leyton Orient. 20 minutes of the second half gone. Still Orient lead 1-0. Overson. Charged down by Cooper. Sanford chasing, so too is Howard. Sanford gets there first. Whitbread. Stock away. Certainly Stoke with this massive lead of theirs of 10 points. Red hot favourites to take one of the direct promotion places. With Orient in third place, just 1 point behind second place Port Vale. He's certainly looking for the other one, and this win today will put them in great shape. That's if they can hold on to it. Fisted away there by Heald. Knocked back again, and I wonder if that might have got caught on the breeze. Beeston's shot. It's over for the goal kick. Certainly Orient won't want to put themselves through the agonies of the playoffs. Keeper knocked it out, and Beeston's shot just over the crossbar. Then Stock away, and the keeper's ball. Ronnie Sinclair, born in Stirling, had a spell with Forest and Wrexham, short spell with Leeds, and joined Stoke from Bristol City. Offside flag up on the far side against Stoke City this time, but the referee said play on, and Foley got in there, and the linesman was certainly flagging there. whether Orient for the moment took their eyes off him and looked at the linesman, the referee certainly said play on. And Orient in the wars, Vaughan Ryan and goalkeeper Paul Heald. Suddenly there was real danger here for Orient. Foley it was, gets the shot in, charged down by a combination of keeper and midfielder. Don't quite know what he was flagging for, but the referee said play on. It looked as though there might have been an element of handball there, but the flag was up long before that. And good news for Orient. It looks as though both are up and about their business. But a corner for Stoke. Might be difficult times for Leyton Orient. Russell with the corner, flicked on and knocked away. It was Shaw who got a touch on it, and another one. Corner will be taken fairly quickly now by Kevin Russell. And keeper did well. So here's Russell with another one. Shaw trying to get on the end of it, over the top, goal kick. The crisis over for the moment for Orient. Graham Shaw having his second period at Stoke City. Between those two spells he had a time at Preston. The latest Kevin Russell corner. A little bit of a problem for a moment, but then Shaw's shot over the crossbar. Foley, and Butler gets it back to goalkeeper Ronnie Sinclair. Oh, here's Foley. Good play again by Gary Bellamy. Plenty of experience, 30 years old, formerly with Wolves. More than 150 games for them. But Molineux. Here's Russell playing it in. And Steen. Oh! Across the face of the goal again. Don't take your eyes off him for a moment. And Stoke at the moment having a good spell. Russell causing problems. Comes into Steen on the half volley and always going wide of the goal. Taking Graham Shaw off our Stoke City, bringing on big David Regis, a Londoner, bought from Plymouth Argyle. 5 goals to his credit this season. Add a bit of weight and power and punch, they hope, up front now. Skin there towards Heald, but has been excellent. Some massive clearance for Ricky Otto to chase. John Butler's played him well. Good jump that time by Warren Hackett, but another throw to Stoke. Beginning to look quite ominous now. They're having more of the game certainly than Orient, doing more of the attacking, and Sanford playing it forward again towards Regis. Beeston trying to keep it going. Finds Blackburn. Al Beeston. Foley trying to shimmy wide of Ryan. Now Steen, there's his shot. Bad effort, just curling that fraction too high. Another goal kick for Leyton Orient. 10 minutes of this match left. Always not given Carter a chance there, but fortunately for Orient, Beeston's touch was not a good one. Carter. Ludden into Otto. Across the goal there, saved by Sinclair. Looking to get Stoke on the move again quickly. Regis. Easton. That's a foul. Free kick to Stoke. Also going into the central areas as Butler lines up this free kick, floated in there. Plenty of shirts up from Stoke City, including Overson. Sanford playing it in again. Gleghorn with a little backheader. Regis trying to get it on towards Steen once more. Can Steen finish this one off? And in the end, Orient Boot gets there first and pokes it clear. Butler knocks it back in again. Bellamy's header. And Carter gets it away to cheers from the Orient faithful. Orient bench urging their team to come forward now to get away from that penalty area as Overson knocks it up there again. This should be Bellamy's ball, and it is. Back to Overson though. Up to Gleghorn. Sanford playing it in towards Regis. Again Bellamy's there for Orient. Out to Otto. Cooper battling with Overson. And Overson gets it back to his goalkeeper. Coming towards the last minute of the game now. Ryan, the chance is on now for them. Across the face of that Stoke City goal, just beyond the far post for a goal kick. Well, that would have taken all the doubts away from Orient. Leading by 1-0 the last seconds of the game. Sinclair with the kick. Good break here by Vaughan Ryan. Trying to bring Robert Taylor on, I think. Well, it's an old device. It takes up a few more seconds to make Orient feel a little happier. Robert Taylor coming back from injury. Yeah, top scorer actually, formerly with Norwich. He's been out for about 4 games. 13 goals this season. Not yet 100% match hardened after his injury. Bellamy gets it forward. Taylor gets it away. Important for Orient to keep their discipline and their lead now. Carter up to Cooper. Here's Carter. He's played well. Oh, and a lovely little ball. Can Cooper get on the end of that? Some delightful play by Danny Carter there. Playing time added on. And Bellamy plays it for Howard. And here's Taylor. Good shot. Keeper hits it straight at Cooper, which wasn't the cleverest thing to do. Orient pulling everybody back. Just a few more seconds. Well, a vital 3 points it could be. Sinclair way out of his goal. Eyes on the referee as Hackett goes up and beats Regis in the air. Carter tries to get Cooper on the go. Russell on the far side. Linesman flagging for a free kick to Leyton Orient. Seconds of time added on has been played. Stoke facing their first defeat in the league since early in the season, 25 matches ago. Up goes Cooper. Carter chasing. Good display at right back by John Butler, but Carter just got the better of him there, finding Dominic Ludden. Overson away. Ryan couldn't get on the end of that one. Steen. The final whistle. It's a victory for Orient. Another push towards promotion to the First Division. And Stoke's first defeat in the league for 25 games. And just one goal just before half-time separating these two sides. Scored with a towering header by Mark Cooper. His 11th of the season. And maybe the most important one of all so far as Orient are concerned. It'll do their confidence no harm at all to have beaten the runaway league leaders by 1-0. So joy and jubilation in this part of East London. And the final score here at Brisbane Road, Leyton Stadium, it's Leyton Orient 1, Stoke City 0.
Peter, you've had a go at your team in recent weeks. You must be proud of what they did, though, against Stoke.
Well, the commitment and the word I've been looking for is responsibility that they've got to show. And I think in the second half today, when they were really up against it, and we saw the very, very best of Stoke City, I thought they were very, very responsible. They kept at their jobs, and look what they've done. They've come away with 3 points.
Heck of a hard team to beat, aren't they, Stoke?
Absolutely. I mean, we've been in that position with them earlier on this year at Stoke City, and we were 1-0 up with 3 minutes to go, and we were sat there thinking, oh, we're going to do it this time. So you can imagine what we were going through, the staff and the players and everybody else involved in Leyton Orient. We've been there once before, apart from the last 3 minutes.
You've been also very close to getting out of this division, and it didn't happen for you last season. How are you going to change that this time round?
Well, hopefully that this time round they won't have to do what we had to do last year. We had to sell players because the football club was in a situation where it needed some money quickly, and we had to sell our leading goal scorer Kevin Nugent, and I think that had a lot to do with it. And then along came a couple of injuries, and unfortunately the last 6 games we didn't win any games. I don't think that will happen this year. I think the players have grown up. I think the football club are not in that situation, so we're looking forward to the last 14 games.
You had 10,000 people here today. It was very much your cup final, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's not often we get a full crowd or get into double figures down there. We had a big crowd versus West Brom. It'd be nice to see them week in, week out. I mean, obviously Stoke have brought a few today, but you know, the crowd was tremendous, and we're going to need more of that if we're going to get where we're going to go, you know. Looking at the top of the table, I think your lead has been cut down to 7 points now, but I mean, that's where you'd choose to be, isn't it?
Most certainly. You ask any manager in our league, and to be at the top's the best place, because we come to places like this, we're well aware we can drop points, we're well aware we can lose. If you've got the points in the bag, you really can afford to do it. Very tough fixture for us out the way, and we're delighted we got it out the way now.
What would you say is the main quality in your side that produced this fantastic unbeaten run, 25 matches?
I think we showed even today that we keep going right up to the last 5 minutes. I think everybody in the ground who supported the Orient was whistling, hoping the referee would blow his whistle. We're never beaten, Jim, and in fairness to the lads today, there was very little I could say to them in the dressing room when they come in, except it wasn't our day. We didn't get the points. Roll on Wednesday.
Orient felt they owed you one, I think.
Probably did. You know, we've been here before, and on occasions we've been here, they probably played as well as us, and they've not managed to beat us. Today they probably didn't play as well as us, and they've gone and beaten us. But
anyway,
all credit to them.
Smile on your face despite the defeat.
Very much so, Jim.
Lou Macari,
Okay.
thanks very much indeed. OK, still plenty to come on the London match, that special feature on Millwall, all the goals from the First Division and that competition. We'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Insurance, investment, pensions. Whatever your needs, wherever you are, Eagle Star covers your world.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Mr. Arlo Barlow. Was that worth a Worthington?
From now on, just about every new car must come with a CAT. A catalytic converter that can only use unleaded petrol. SO Unleaded is a second-generation petrol that'll help keep your cat working more efficiently. SO Unleaded. Fuel for cats.
Down here, one can't help feeling privileged to witness the behavior of these highly intelligent mammals. Evidently rather more intelligent than my crew, who seem to have forgotten me. What are they playing at? I'm so bored. Know any dolphin jokes?
Oi, come on, life's always better in the sun. How do they get their stories? Now all can be revealed. Someone called me up and said, I'm the one who squealed. Taylor's picked an England team that's put him on a roll. It's Gazza, 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 with Gazza in the goal. Will Eurocrats in Brussels unify the nations and standardise your sausage to meet the regulations? In the sun! In the sun, in the sun. Life's always better in the sun. In the sun, in the sun. In the sun.
Top Cat Street Express coming through. Godzilla! Roar! Stretch me out on Malibu Beach, bro. With breakers big as condos, huh? Sally Schaefer and a full-on double doppelganger. You catch my drift? How'd you get that fried crow? Ribbit! Oh, shark attack! Oh, bed's at 4 o'clock. Yeah. You catch the drift?
Welcome back to the London match. Now, Millwall have given us some great entertainment this season, but in recent weeks their promotion drive has run into rather choppy waters. Gabriel Clark followed the Lions to Cambridge.
An estate agent would probably say it has a cosy, intimate charm all of its own, but the Abbey Stadium, Cambridge, is not the sort of ground too many teams fancy going to when they're playing well. Millwall arrived on the back of their worst defeat of the season and with a growing question mark against their promotion credentials.
So what? I'm not bothered about other people's opinions. As long as the lads are confident going out there today, I'm not worried what anybody else thinks.
And obviously you feel that Millwall have still more to show this season.
We've done enough, I think, to prove that we're a good side. All right, we've had a few bad results, but it does happen in a long season. You do have a spell where you have a few bad results. Hopefully we can get out of it today. That's what we're aiming for anyway.
And from the way they played in the first half, that 4-0 defeat by Barnsley appeared to have been nothing more than a bad dream. Millwall were quicker and sharper. Just 7 minutes in, Andy Roberts brought out the first of several good saves from the Cambridge keeper John Vaughan. From Phil Barber's corner, Vaughan's handling wasn't quite as convincing. John Byrne was first to the rebound, but Cambridge rode their luck from the post and then from the rebound. Byrne was one of two changes Mick McCarthy made to his attack. Malcolm Allen was the other, back in the side for the dropped Jamie Morley, and Allen was playing like a player out to make a point. Cambridge say they're trying to introduce a bit more subtlety to their play to go alongside the more direct approach that served them so well. Their players got plenty of opportunity to get a taste of it as Millwall switched play regularly from one side to the other. But into time added on for one of several niggling off-the-ball incidents, Millwall got the goal their earlier enterprise deserved. Again, the build-up was a bit too quick and clever. Byrne's cross, and this time Allen's near-post finish was just right. It was Allen's first goal this year, and Millwall appeared to have laid the foundations for 3 important points. Certainly they looked more than capable of building on that lead early in the second half. And John Byrne might have felt he should have done better after being put in by Ian Bogie and given a clear sight of goal, but again Byrne couldn't beat John Vaughan. And on the hour, Cambridge were back in the game, thanks to the predictable combination of a dead ball situation and then a bit of luck, as Tony Dennis's miss-hit shot went straight to Steve Butler, just onside, and Millwall were back to square one. They did carve out the odd half chance after that, but for the last 20 minutes it was largely their defence that had to stand firm, and after the wobbles of recent weeks, that was something to be pleased with.
I asked for a performance of character today, and we got it.
Did you see things out there that have been lacking in recent weeks then?
Well, we haven't played well in recent weeks, and I said I don't think we've worked as hard, and we've probably stopped closing down and tackling like we had been doing. People look at us and say, yeah, we're a good football inside. But I'll tell you, we work hard as well. When we were playing well and getting the results, we work hard, earn the right to play, and then with the players we've got the ability to pass it around and punish people.
Well, I would think a point will do there for Millwall. Cambridge, always a difficult place to get anything. Well, West Ham have been absolutely overwhelmed this week by the reaction to Bobby Moore's death, and the Hammers paid their own respects before the match at Sunderland.
For everyone in football, it's been a sad week, but the emotion of the last few days has run deepest at West Ham, and it's certainly overshadowed all the talk of promotion and the Premier League. Not that it was ever going to be easy for Billy Bonds' side at Roker Park, and a second consecutive goalless draw was built largely on a robust defensive performance, and a bit of luck because Sunderland went closest twice in the first half. Don Goodman was unlucky with headers, the second just narrowly wide. And the nearest a Hammers player came to scoring was when Alex Bunbury's attempted clearance almost backfired. A well-earned point for West Ham, but they stay 4 points behind Newcastle. Division 1's in-form team is Swindon Town. Some expected the heavier pitches and the wintry weather to be finding out Glenn Hoddle's cultured side. It hasn't happened yet. 2 minutes from the end, Paul Bowden scored his 5th goal in 7 games to beat Portsmouth. They beat Tranmere on Tuesday as well, and Swindon go above Pompey into 4th. And Derby County can be pretty pleased with their last 7 days. The hard part was winning at home to Leicester on Wednesday night. Although it took a rather fortunate goal to win them the points at Oxford, Paul Williams somehow directing the ball in. Derby's 8th away win of the season in the league, and all of a sudden the playoffs look a real possibility again. A goal and a point apiece at Molineux, although both sides probably won't be that pleased. Steve Bull, who's been on the receiving end of the Boo Boys this season, amazing what short memories football fans have, put Wolves ahead. 60 seconds later, Southend were back in the game. The Wolves goalkeeper Paul Jones fumbled, and Andy Ansar, fit again, pounced for the equaliser. Southend stay in the bottom 3 though. It pays to take your seat on time at the Valley, especially if you're an away supporter. Charlton have conceded an awful lot of early goals since they went back home. Andrew Cole's 2 minutes 35 seconds in was the latest, and once again Charlton were given a rude awakening. But instead of a 4th defeat in a row, there was a happy ending, eventually triggered off by one of the most popular goals Charlton have scored this season from Paul Gorman, just back in the side. This time last year, a dreadful knee injury had put his career in doubt. Back in September, Bristol City inflicted Charlton's first defeat of the season with a 90th minute goal. Well, it was 10-5 and well into extra time when Steve Gaffin got his first goal of the season. Charlton go above Leicester into 10th. 2 away wins in a row now for Watford, and Steve Perriman will be praying it's finally the start of a bit of consistency and a run to the playoffs. Ken Charlery, rather overshadowed by Paul Furlong this season, headed Watford in front by half-time. Andy Hessenthaler was the instigator. His through ball again, 20 minutes from the end, finished off by Charlery. Some breathing space for Watford, who underline their superiority with a goal that will have had Malcolm Allison reaching for something strong afterwards. His goalkeeper, Gavin Kelly, dallied, and Lee Nogan came in on his blindside. Watford stayed 12th, but just 6 points off the playoff places. They'd have to go some to match Derby, but Brentford are doing their best. For the 6th game running, they were beaten at Griffin Park. They had their chances, though, the best of them to Lee Luscombe after just 20 minutes. 10 minutes later, the decisive moment, Keith Millen and his teammate Jamie Bates with a touch of the Laurel and Hardys. Although Tony Philliskirk still had a bit to do. He did it, though, kept his head for his 10th of the season. The only consolation for Brentford was that most of the teams around them in the bottom half failed to win as well. Kenilworth Road was a good example of that, although for the first half at least, Luton Town looked like building on that impressive run that's taken them out of the bottom 3. Kerry Dixon scored his first goal for his hometown club. Luton hadn't conceded a goal in 630 minutes of league football. They extended that to 679. Then 4 minutes into the second half, David Curry's cross to the far post dropped perfectly for Brendan O'Connell. And it rather transformed the nature of the game. Barnsley's 4-0 win at Millwall last week reverberated around Division 1. They never threatened to reach those heights again, but 15 minutes from the end, Curry this time at the far post gave Barnsley the lead, and they look set for another away win. But Luton deserves something. Maybe their luck is beginning to change. 4 minutes from the end, Neil Redfern was adjudged to have handled. And 24 hours after he looked set to have been on his way to Chelsea, Phil Gray earned Luton a point with his 16th of the season. At the top, Newcastle can extend their lead to 7 points if they win at Tranmere this afternoon. A point each for West Ham and Millwall keep them 2nd and 3rd, but Swindon are up to 4th, and Derby, despite that dreadful home record, have moved into 8th. In Division 2, while Leyton Orient were beating Stoke, The other main challengers were meeting back in the Potteries in front of 13,000. West Brom in fourth needed the points more, and in the first half they looked like getting them. Gary Hamilton's goal was certainly in keeping with Ozzy Ardiles' ideals about how to play the game. But it was a whole new ball game come the second half. A white pitch, an orange ball, and Port Vale in command. They got their equaliser in the middle of the worst of the snowstorm. Nicky Cross pouncing at the far post. And just 11 minutes from the end, Vale consolidated their position in second behind Stoke. The approach play again was simple enough, but still the West Brom defence were caught flat-footed, and Martin Foyle tucked away the winner. 2-1, maybe not the ideal result for Orient, but it does mean they're now 3 points clear of West Brom in third. Well, up on Humberside it was even more inclement. There was a white carpet from the start at Boothbury Park, and in the end a well-deserved point for Fulham, although not for the first time this season. They fell behind away from home and had to salvage something. Graham Atkinson put Hull City ahead just before half-time. But like so many teams in Divisions 1, 2 and 3, the possibility of the playoffs, however slim, will keep Fulham's season alive for a few more weeks to come. And 17 minutes from the end, Simon Morgan at the second attempt got their equaliser.
And that Fulham action takes us to our competition. There's a dinner to honour the great Johnny Haynes at the Café Royal on Monday, March the 22nd. Now, Johnny, of course, was a great one-club man with Fulham, but he did play overseas, and we want to know, which country did Johnny Haynes play his football in overseas? Answers on a postcard, please, to Johnny Haynes competition, the London match, London Weekend Television, London SE99 6YW. The London match, London Weekend Television, London SE99 6YW. And if you want more information about that dinner, give the National Sporting Club a ring on 071 437 0144. 071 437 0144. More football next Wednesday, 10:40 here on ITV. We're following Rangers to the Belgians' Bruges in the Champions League. The London match will be back on March the 21st, 3 weeks' time, with Southend against Millwall. And on March the 28th, you've got a big London derby. West Ham against Millwall, that one live from Upton Park. Don't forget our tribute to Bobby Moore, London football's favourite son, 4:30 this afternoon. Bye-bye.
The world of rugby comes home again. The Rugby World Cup Sevens, live and totally exclusive on ITV this April.
Quarter-final places at stake next in the Wicks British Open Snooker Championship.
I've got one. The first ever £10 stamp from Royal Mail. Look at the detail on it. It's got built-in security too. Look, there's more. Special presentation pack from main post offices. First day cover as well. Now, listen, it's at post offices from Tuesday. I've got a number if you want it sent direct. My £10 stamp. Start of the collection. Mum, are you listening to me?
Now when someone sends you a fax, it's on your desk or your coffee table the moment it arrives. Just £299.99 excluding VAT. The new phone with fax from Amstrad.
1 in 4 accidents are like this one. Fortunately, my car comes equipped with SIPS, Volvo's technologically advanced side impact protection system. Most cars these days have door bars, but this innovation goes much further. The energy of the crash is dispersed through special roof, door and floor pillars, and the speed of the intrusion is actually reduced. Now, here's the clever bit. This unit is collapsing, so my seat can move away from the van and create a survival space. Volvo, a car you can believe in.
Every time you turn on a light, or turn the heating up at night, when you boil a kettle for tea, or run a bath, you use energy. CO2 gas escapes into the air and makes a greenhouse way up there. Not all of the heat that builds up can get out, and that's what global warming is all about. When I'm Daddy's age or thereabouts, Some places could start having storms and droughts. The sea might rise and animals die. We'll all be sad, but it will be too late to cry.
For an information pack, call 0345 247 347.
Wish you were here with something that's to everyone's taste.
I'm learning to cook French style in Boulogne. Alison Holloway is on safari in Morocco. John Carter's in Scotland. And we take a short break in Vienna.
Tonight at 5 on ITV.
We all felt that Bob was a personal friend.
Bob had this great ability that he could read the game.
He was, what can I say, just a super gentleman and a great, great footballer.
We'll miss him.
A tribute to Bobby Moore, today at 4:30.
Hello and welcome to the Assembly Rooms in Derby, setting for the Wicks British Open and witness last year to one of the great moments in snooker history.
140.
Well, a piece of snooker history there. A break of 147 from James Wattener. That will collect £25,000 for him.
Emotions running high just 12 months ago as James Wattener compiled a maximum 147, only to discover moments later that his father had been shot dead back in Thailand. James' great strength of character showed throughout, and since then has confirmed his position amongst the elite of world snooker, winning his first major trophy, the World Match Play, 2 months ago. Yes, James in action here this afternoon, looking for a place in the quarter-finals and a hefty cut in the £250,000 prize money. Already through from last night, an effervescent Tony Drago, who stormed through against former world champion John Parrott. 3 more fifth-round matches today, with James taking on Ian Graham, while also this afternoon Steve Davis, champion back in '86, faces the rising talent of Steve Lee, who's just 18 years old. And then tonight, Jimmy White squares up to Darren Morgan. On to the first match then. Ian, although comparatively unknown, is actually the older of the two at 26. He's already beaten Dennis Taylor and Silvino Francisco to get this far, and in fact defeated James in their only previous encounter.
Yeah, I don't mind playing James. We had a good game last time. He came back at me, but I stole the last one. But that was a couple of years ago, so he's built up a lot of confidence since then.
Yeah, I lost him 5-4 2 or 3 years ago, if I can recall, and he's a good player.
I think it'll be over quite fast, whatever happens.
I can't tell you now. I can only show you on the table.
Steve Davis against Steve Lee to come later. Also details of our phoning competition for £600 in cash prizes. But right now it's Wattener against Graham in round 5 of the British Open.
.31. Watton doesn't make this visit count enough to win the frame. .37. .38. .43.
44. $51. 52. 59. 60. 66.
67 points in front, 67 points on the table. So just as red. Pretty safe. Young man looking a bit bemused.
$72. 73. 79. 80. 85.
Now, what's he going to do now? A bit difficult to pot one from there.
James Wattenaar, 85. On the frame.
So frame conceded, Wattenaar leading by 3 frames to 0, and those 3 frames have taken about 40 minutes.
Yes, and another solid break from James there. That's breaks of what, 72, 63 and 85 all in a row. From 3-0 he soon moved on to 4-0, 2 breaks in the 30s for James, and Ian Graham really in dire trouble. Dennis, he doesn't look the same player as he did when he played you, Ian Graham.
Well, in fact, he beat me 5-1 and played very well, had a few nice breaks, but he just hasn't had a chance. You know, he's playing on television again. He hasn't played that many times on TV. And,
is that a factor?
Well, it is really, but not a factor in this match, because he's maybe going for one pot, missing it sitting